Recording.
All right. Oh, by the way, have we figured out what name we're going under?
I was going to ask you that. Let's start with that.
Yeah. Well,
have you not got a name for your podcast yet?
We had, but yeah.
Yeah, Ivan, please.
So we had a great name called Sweep the Leg, which is one of the most iconic phrases of the whole saga, of the whole series. Yeah. But then Seizure discovered that there's already a podcast. Because we have very original ideas.
No. And the sad thing is about this podcast, it's been going for 4 years, and they've only talked about Karate Kid once. It's all about 80s movies. I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, no.
No, what a waste. That's terrible. All right, by the end of today, we will definitely have come up with a pun.
So I was thinking Reseda Chronicles.
And
yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Sweep the Leg Kiddo, because Karate Kid. Yeah.
So Reseda, because Daniel San, on the first movie, he moves originally from New Jersey to Reseda in California. So it's either from Reseda to Okinawa, Reseda Chronicles. I have nothing.
Yeah, the only issue we have is when we talk about the fifth movie and the series, the animated series that has nothing to do with Reseda. So we got to figure out something.
What about Cobra Kinda Wonderful? There's got to be a Cobra Kai pun. I mean, come on.
Cobra Kinda Great.
Anyway,
we'll figure it out.
Let's record this.
So, welcome to the Untitled Karate Kid Cobra Kai podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Seizure Kaiser, and we have our other host. I don't know where you are.
My name is Ivan Aristeguieta. This is our second episode, Seizure. Finally, it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, and considering our two guests, which we are going to introduce right now. Ivan, introduce your guest, please.
Well, my guest is a very good friend of mine, old friend of mine. She is covering up for another friend who couldn't make it, and very well. Let me introduce you, and we'll have a talk. Her name is Janet McLeod. She is a comedy producer, trivia master, Zoom master. You do everything. She does everything.
And Ivan, I'm also co-host of Cinema Fiasco, which is a cinema-based comedy show which I do with Jeff Wallace, where we show terrible movies in cinemas and talk about them while they're playing. So it's basically other people are doing that sort of thing now, but it's what Jeff and I have been doing for 30 years, watching movies, because we could never afford the good movies at the DVD store or the video store.
For all the listeners, from an audience point of view, it's an amazing experience. You go to a proper cinema. The both ones I've been to the Palace Cinema on Lygon Street in Melbourne. And,
Nova.
Sorry?
The Nova. Cinema Nova.
Cinema Nova. Sorry, Palace is it's the cinema that is across my place. I always have that confusion. Cinema Nova. And so Jeff and Janet, they have microphones. They dress up for the occasion. So whatever the movie is, they got their costumes, and they're brilliant. So they have seats in the middle of the room, and they can stop the movie. They can they have a great banter at the beginning of the movie, and then they give us clues to what things to find, what things to do, like how terrible this movie is, and they give us a bit of a background on the movie. And it's just brilliant. There's a lot of laughter, and and then you both with wireless microphones are commenting on the movie while the movie is on, which is
and we've got laser pointers to point out the salient background details that you may have missed upon watching it.
Yeah. So did you watch? So this is what happened. So Waka couldn't make it. Waka is from Japan. Hopefully we'll get him to watch one of the movies, and because the thing is that he's Japanese. and he's never watched the movies because he's very young. And it was interesting to talk to him about a movie based on his culture. So he couldn't made it last minute because he's doing Perth Fringe at the moment, and he's promoting his show in whatever gig he can do. So he's doing a kids gig, a kids show midday on a Monday in Perth. Good luck on him. So I called Janet, and she immediately agreed to play along with us, and she watched the movie. So Janet, did you watch the movie with your through the eyes of Cinema Fiasco host?
Well, partially, because I mean, I do tend to consume movies in a very similar fashion. I watch more shit movies than good movies, and so I like to have fun. And now this movie has a lot of things that I love. We haven't met the other person in this.
Yes,
I was literally thinking the same thing.
Let's do that before I start talking.
Well, I was thinking the same thing as well.
And Seizure, who is this other person who is in the podcast?
So my guest is one of the stars of the hit YouTube series Bank Robbers. It is Matt O'Neill. How you doing, Matt?
Woo!
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Yep.
I'm very well. I've been to Okinawa. So
Really?
Wow.
Oh!
Well, Hawaii.
Wow.
I was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's set in Hawaii, isn't it? Well, it can, but it was filmed in Hawaii, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was filmed on Oahu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been to pretend Okinawa.
Yes, and I pretended I was in Okinawa the whole time I was there, and didn't make many friends. There is actually a lot of Japanese people there, though, so it kind of worked. Yeah, you wouldn't have thought so, would you? You thought because they tried to kill them all, they wouldn't have liked it, but.
Well,
For whatever reason,
there's
a
a
lot of them
history
there.
lesson.
Yeah, it was.
I figured that out both through food, because the pokeballs are a Hawaiian thing, and the pokeball looks a lot like a Japanese meal. So it's just a bowl of rice with some raw fish on top, and they call it pokeballs.
Yeah, and one of their local dishes is rice with spam, which
Really?
I think is like a fusion. Yeah, Japanese fusion with like the cans of spam that maybe the army
with war food.
I don't know.
Yeah.
War
It's
food,
war food.
Rationing.
Rationing. So in Hawaii, the spam is one of the most beloved things, and they do spam in all different ways. In all different ways.
So wait, all three of you been to Hawaii?
No, I haven't.
I haven't been to Hawaii.
I am obsessed with food, so I've watched all the. There she is. She's in Hawaii now.
For those listening to the podcast, I have just grabbed a lei, which I happen to have right next to my desk, and put it on. So that's the detail that you could expect from me.
So so if people who listen to the first episode, they know our Seizures and my connection to the movies Karate Kid. So I want to know both of your connections, your history. Let's start with Matt, because Janet, because of me, you started talking too much, and it's my fault, not yours. So let's start with Matt.
Right. Oh, these are the films of my childhood, man. This is it. This is I saw the first one on VHS. I went to the cinema to see the second one. It's one of the only films I remember. This is in Scotland, in Aberdeen. It's one of the only films I can remember where you actually had to queue to get. There was this film and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. That was it. Those are the two times I had to queue to get into the cinema. And you like stood outside in the snow and everything waiting to get in. So it's quite memorable. But these shaped my childhood, man. I mean, I can't do karate. I wanted to. I wanted to be Daniel-san so bad. There was a Chinese girl at our school, and I really fancied her. And this is like as a 7-year-old. And I used to walk around trying to give myself a black eye so I'd look like Daniel-san. So just like a mental kid just walking around punching himself in the eye, trying to get this blood. It didn't work. You can't do it. You can't punch yourself. You can't give yourself a black eye. But Shireen Pang, if you're listening, I don't know. Still up for
it. You've got a pang in your heart for Shireen Pang.
So my wife just walked in.
Uh-oh. Awkward.
No, it's all right, she's gone. Never mind. Yeah. So that's it. I love these films, man. I love these films. I quote them, know them back to front. As soon as Caesar said, "Do you want to come on?" I was, mate, I wrote this film. This is. I am Karate Kid too.
Well,
so,
the funny
bring it
thing
on.
is, I was when Ivan told me Waka couldn't make a podcast, and then like what was it, within half an hour you're like, I got someone. My guest dropped out, and I'm like, oh fuck. And I was messaging everyone for like 2 hours trying to find one person. I'm thinking, wait, Matt, he's around my age. Yeah, he might know Karate Kid. He's like, yeah, I'm in. I'm like, yes. But I'm surprised how many people haven't seen the second one. That's the part that freaks me out.
Yeah.
Well, I exhibit A right here because, of course, I am I'm slightly older than the rest of you because I'm more familiar with Pat Morita's work as, of course, in Happy Days working at Arnold's, the owner of Arnold's. So I saw Karate Kid about 20 years ago, but I hadn't seen Karate Kid 2 until today. So it is fresh.
It's so fresh.
It has everything that I love in a movie. I love people running. I love people shouting heaps. I love a lot of ass kicking. And most of all, I love pan pipes. There's some great pan pipes action. Oh, my God.
Great soundtrack. I love it.
Bill Conti, the man behind all of the Rocky soundtracks, as well as For Your Eyes Only. And also, let's not forget his work, the Dynasty soundtrack, the 1980s.
Was it like a soap opera?
It was a high-powered soap opera. It was everything. Everybody
I remember
watched
that.
it. And that was
in Venezuela, it was called Dinastia.
Lots of big shoulder pads, massive hair, huge,
and a lot of
huge
money
hair.
and power.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
big white mansions.
It was
big white mansions. Yeah.
It was like Donald Trump with taste.
So,
but Janet, but having said that, it was pretty tasteless.
Have you seen the rest of the movies? 3 and the next Karate Kid?
No, I haven't seen
Cobra
3,
Kai?
but I am definitely looking forward to that because I do know it does centre around bonsai trees, and who doesn't love a bonsai tree?
Absolutely.
In fact, I did notice a little bit of a bonsai moment in Karate Kid 2. Did you see it? Did you spot it? You know, when on the cliff they're there, and Miyagi is tearful about his dad, and Daniel's there comforting him and giving his wisdom. I wrote a note about
his dad dying.
About his dad dying. It was about his dad dying. And Miyagi, everybody's tearing up, and it's just a beautiful moment, and it pans back, and there's the ocean, and there's some light coming through the clouds. And then, just to show you it's in Japan, there's a little bonsai tree. So, just where I went.
Natural.
You know what because that's the other thing. Karate Kid 2 has this thing that I love. It's slightly self-conscious set direction.
So where in the movie
because you don't want to have pineapples in a that's a Hawaiian thing.
There
like
was some
pineapple
good
bonsai.
Direction. Yeah, good art direction in it. In that, I did notice that they like
wait, I think I found it. Hold on, let me share screen.
You could find it. So there's. And also what I like is that there's lots of coconut palms. There we go. Look at that little.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? It's a little bonsai.
I did not illegally torrent this movie, so just saying that.
I had to watch it. I had to rent it on YouTube because it wasn't on Netflix. So,
wow. A little fact about that bonsai tree. It's actually CGI'd. It was originally a little tin of Spam.
Oh yeah.
So. Very, very clever.
But I also liked that they did have all the palm trees, which are, coconut palms. They're everywhere. They are in Okinawa. They are in Hawaii. But, and this is what I loved, I spotted in the foreground some of the palms that they had were little, and again, where you went, they've been put there. They were little sago palms that are particular to Okinawa, which are poisonous. So you don't eat the sago seeds of those particular palms. That's the sort of that's the sort of research I do, guys.
I think you're going to be the new host of this show, Janet, because you know already a lot more than what I know. Just what I know about the movie is just the
Just the movie.
The connection of Miyagi being my mentor for the rest of my life.
Oh well, Okinawa
getting me into do karate in Venezuela.
Right.
And now with the whole Cobra Kai series on Netflix of the nostalgia.
Before we get into that, I just read an article today about there are going to be more spin-offs to the Karate Kid universe.
Oh my god!
Universe, yeah. So
after
Cobra Kai's done,
universe.
Yeah, after Cobra Kai's done, we'll probably get whatever else happened in that movie.
What do you think? What do you think? Maybe a series exclusively for Terry Silver's character.
That'll be awesome.
In Karate Kid 3.
I would have liked to have had. Oh, sorry, Matt.
No, Hilary Swank's not doing anything these days, is she?
Yeah,
so
true.
I'd imagine she'd probably be the next thing they could. She was the Karate Girl, wasn't she? The next Karate.
Yeah, the next Karate Kid, Karate Kid 4. Yeah.
Or we can get the Miyagi origins.
Ooh,
that's good. Yeah.
I would have loved to have been the casting agent of Cobra Kai, because imagine that when they went, okay, hello, yes, you've got the job as the casting agent. You just it's Cobra Kai, it's based on the Karate Kid movies, and that agent just going, all right, and just going through Internet Movie Database and going, who's still alive? Because they're all in it. Everybody got a gig. Did you spot, the little girl at the end in the storm who's ringing the bell? She's in Cobra Kai.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
She is.
What?
And she pays the favor back to Daniel.
Ah, brilliant.
So, Seizure, I think we're ready. We are no spoilers. I think we're ready to start the chronologically the analysis of the movie.
We are talking about the plot of Karate Kid 2. It starts off with the ending of part 1, and they're walking in the car park. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
And then they say Kreese beat up Johnny, and Miyagi comes in and saves the day. And then what happens? Because I haven't done my homework.
Well, actually, it does. It almost does that. It starts off with the fly catching, and then it heads into a montage, doesn't it? Doesn't it do that?
Was it?
Like that's well, you just watched the movie.
I just watched it.
I think it starts in the car park.
Oh,
I thought it starts with the actual fight.
She's right. She's right.
It starts with the flies.
Yeah, starts with the flies and at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anybody else tried to catch a fly with a chopstick? With chopstick?
Never.
Well, not just one chopstick. That would be a lot harder.
No. Janet's right. It starts off with the fly catching, then at the beach, and then they have a talk, and then they're at the tournament.
Yep, that's it. And then we got the montage of the first film to bring everybody up to speed. So we go, crane stance, guys in skeleton outfits, lots of shouting.
The obligatory 6 months later.
And in which Ralph Macchio seems to age 2 years.
You've got to remember though as well that the big thing he does with Kreese, which is live or die, man.
Yeah,
live and then he honks his nose.
Or die.
Because that's
and then he goes,
a big call, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
I read on a trivia page about Karate Kid that the blood of Kreese in his hands are actually real, because they had a mistake and he actually punched the glass, the window, and what's his name, Martin Cove, the actor, he said it was his real blood. It was his real blood, and then they kept it.
Man, he was like the pre-Leonardo DiCaprio.
So anyhow, he's punched the windows. 6 months later, Miyagi's he's still trying to get those flies.
Of course. It's a thing. Like I think that's one of the episodes that we haven't found is the day that Miyagi gets very drunk for never catching the flies, and then just talking to Daniel. You fucking Daniel, you stupid, you got the fly, and then I'm an old man, have to catch a fly before I die, and yeah.
Yeah, that's in the that's in the director's cut. That bit of dialogue.
Which is funny. Have you guys seen the trailer for the Miyagi doco?
No.
I've seen the doco, like 2 years ago. The one Searching for Miyagi, the one with the
So it's
with the
coming on
real
Netflix
stunt,
now.
the stuntsman who plays Miyagi.
Oh no, not that one. No. There's a new Netflix documentary coming out where where it's all about Pat Maria and how he was a massive alcoholic, which helped him with this part, but also at the same time detrimented him.
Oh. How did it help him with this part?
Well, he had to get drunk for one scene.
Yeah, only one. Yeah. Because there's another one I mentioned in the previous episode where it's about it's about the real karate sensei that played all the stunts of Pat Morita for Mr. Miyagi in both movies.
Oh wow!
And it's how this and the story of this guy, how he arrived to America and he started his dojo, and it was pretty much played like there's a lot of this guy in the character of Mr. Miyagi. And he didn't want to play it because his English wasn't great and he wasn't an actor, but he agreed to be the stuntsman. It's very interesting, very interesting. So we continue with the movie. How soon? Because I remember when Daniel is dressed in a beautiful light blue suit and he arrives all cranky and angry because something happened at school. I don't remember well. And then Miyagi gets him to nail.
There's your light blue suit.
There it is.
To nail. Nails.
No, this is the thing. It isn't something that's happened at school. His girlfriend's dumped him. His girlfriend's crashed his car and wrecked his engine and dumped him. And he kind of goes, oh, well, you get that. It's like the girl that meant everything in the first movie. It's like, well, she's got off with a footballer. Well, whatever. Which I loved. I loved that. And then he gets him to build half a house. So that was great.
Yeah. And I think this is the epic thing of so there's two epic moves that Miyagi teaches Daniel San. The first one will be how to breathe. It's like when life is a mess, something like that. He goes, you go back to basics, and he goes, what, praying? And he goes, no, breathing, no life. I remember that. I love that stuff. Yeah, that's how I learned how to meditate. Who needs an app or a
therapist?
What do you call it? Yeah, or a therapist. You just need Karate Kid and Miyagi.
Yeah, there's some pretty great quotes. I jotted down a couple. There was the for person with no forgiveness in heart. Sorry, I'll try that again, except not stumbling. For person with no forgiveness in heart, living even worse punishment than death.
Ooh.
And it's very current, all of this thing, and lie become truth only if person want to believe it. Whoa! Yeah,
and I love that quote where it says Trump 2020. I don't know why it was in that movie.
That's
right. Okay, so they are he's at the house fixing stuff, and Miyagi gets a letter. Is that correct?
Yep, that's it. Yep. He goes. Yeah. He gets the mail delivery guy arrives. It says mail delivery on his badge.
Yep, this dude right here. There he is.
Yep. Yeah, let's have a look at him. There he is. Does it say mail delivery? I'm not misremembering that. And this guy who was going, oh wow, that's some place you wouldn't believe that this is from the front of it. Letter carrier.
Letter carrier.
He looks like he's from a sketch or something. It doesn't look like a real postman.
Does not look. You know what? It's almost like he's an actor.
What?
What? But I also like that.
We can't play too much of the movie, otherwise it gets taken down.
Miyagi just going Okinawa, as if he's never heard of it before.
It's like me saying Bankstown. Like it's right.
Yeah.
Aberdeen. It could be Aberdeen. What?
No one can write there.
It's too cold. Everybody's too shaky.
No one's sending letters. No.
too bloody cold. I think that's why there was a massive queue to watch Karate Kid 2, just to watch something tropical and just to see people sweating from natural causes.
All these, they're all like flat earthers in Aberdeen. You know what I mean? It's just Aberdeen and then England, and that's it. That's all that exists. So this was like Japan. What?
Yeah.
What?
That's set in Hawaii? What's going on? Yeah, no, it's weird.
An airport? Have you heard of that thing?
Yeah. Crazy. I like how the letter carrier asks to bring his wife over, just to Miyagi's house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's just like, this house is.
Oh yeah.
My wife loves this shit. Can she come and see it? It's kind of has that vibe to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's been to Disneyland. She's done that. Can she come and see your backyard? Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, but this is a movie from the 80s, so that probably happened in the 80s. Because today would have been, oh, this place is great. Are you on Instagram? And that's I want my wife to look at your place.
So he goes, and that was his little star turn, wasn't it? That guy.
Yep.
So so I forgot what was the what happened to what happened to Daniel's mom? How Daniel convinced his mom to go to Japan with Miyagi?
I think it was Miyagi that convinced the mom.
Yeah, that's it, Miyagi. Because the thing that he was building was a spare room, a guest room for Daniel, and Miyagi said, "Oh, I've talked to your mum, so we don't have to pay that actress."
Okay. I got the scene right here. He's about to board the flight. Let me just share the screen. Give me 1 sec. Boom.
Yeah.
All right, you see it?
There we go, and that's him.
Wait, I'm coming with you. My mother said it's okay. I mean, that's okay with you. He goes, very expensive ticket, and I got the money from my savings account. It's all taken care of.
Yeah.
They
You can tell this is before 9/11, can't you?
Oh yeah.
So and because of course when Miyagi was in the passport office, I liked that they set this up so that we didn't have to question how did Daniel get a passport so quickly? When Miyagi was in the passport office, then Daniel asked him about that, and Miyagi said, "Oh, they'll do this when you've bought a ticket for a flight that's leaving the next day." And it's like, "Oh, fine, okay."
Oh, man. It's layered.
So Daniel obviously had gone, this I'm going to learn from my sensei, and I'm going to even if it's not just it's all about passports on this one.
I just realized we haven't mentioned why he's going to
yes.
Yeah.
Letter. Yes, the letter.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yes, Matt. Take over.
Oh, me. Oh, his dad's not well. His old man's not well. I've done this trip myself to go back to the UK to see my dying grandfather. It's, I mean, he wasn't a karate master or anything, but still, this I can relate to this bit. Although this does lead from this point, it does lead to the most unbelievable part of the movie for me, which is where someone has a sleep on the plane. No one sleeps on the plane.
I gotta say, I'm with you, Matt.
Yeah, it looks so comfortable as well, don't they? Like they're all like, Mr. Miyagi's like, "Oh, get some." I'm not going to do the voice. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. But it's like, "Oh, get some." Yeah, there he is. Look at that.
Now, also in this scene, then I can't help but notice that Miyagi, who has bought his ticket previously, and Daniel presumably after him, Miyagi's chosen to have the middle seat. What weirdo does that? And Daniel's come in after him and gone, "Oh, I'll have that, thanks." So that's
Mr. Miyagi has a very weak bladder, so he probably has to get up to the toilet a lot more.
He's squished like grape.
And that's his prostate. That's just his prostate. So he's got lots of issues. He has to get up and down to the toilet many times during it would be like an 8-hour flight, I'm guessing? 8 to 10 hour flight.
Yeah.
Does that sound about
California
right?
to Japan. It could be
8 to 4 hours to Hawaii, and then I'm guessing about 8 to 10 hour flight.
Yeah, nobody says 7 hours or 9 hours. Everybody said 8, 10, or 12.
Well, they all feel like 10 to me. Like the flight to Perth is 10 hours as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? From Melbourne. So,
but I'm one of those guys who, as soon as I hit an airplane seat, I fall asleep.
Okay.
Like a baby.
No way.
Yep.
I just found out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta
like
say,
a baby.
Eva, well, I'm kind of like that after I've fiddled around for a bit, because I can entertain myself for ages on a plane. And then I've gone, could I have 2 vodkas? And then I'm gone. That's it.
No,
There's one thing that happens to me in long haul flights. For some reason, I never drink white wine. But for me, the only moment where I drink white wine is in long haul flights for dinner.
So there we go. Right
11.
there.
Oh, hello.
17 hours from Los Angeles. 17 hours and 15 minutes.
No, that's with one. That's with one stop.
Oh, one stop.
11 hours. 11
Non-stop.
hours.
11
there you go.
hours.
11 hours. Yeah.
11 hours. Odd number.
Oh, only $1,300 if you can get a flight.
If there's any flights. Okay, so we're going to Okinawa, Miyagi, and Daniel San.
That's right.
Then they get a special chauffeur.
Oh, but don't brush past all the important stuff. The extras. Because one of the things I liked about this movie, because Matt, you're probably like, I love extras. I bloody love a movie that's got lots of background action. And there is a shitload of background action in Karate Kid too. And at the airport, there's like people holding up signs, and there's American GIs, and there's just like everything's happening in the background.
Yeah. It's like you got.
It's got the funniest. No, I was just saying the funniest part of the movie is in this scene, I believe, isn't it? Where they're walking past the poster of Sato.
Yeah.
And he's
I got the lines up here.
And he's chopping the tree, and Daniel San says, "Can you do that?" Here we go.
Is this it? Yeah, there we go. Sato.
Yeah.
Okay, read something on the top. So there's a very funny thing on this. So you see the sign, but on top of the sign to the left, so the Sato Construction, on the yellow one, if you read before, it says Sato Escort Services.
Really?
Yes.
I gotta rewind a little bit.
It's very cool. So he also runs an escort company. So he runs construction, karate, and escorting.
But I love that. It's the funniest line is Daniel San says, "Can you do that?" And he says, "I've never been attacked by a tree." I always loved that as a kid. I've never been attacked by a tree.
And that was the plot of the third one.
It is a great line.
Yeah, like what belt are you in the first one? It's like, oh, Macy's, like, instead of black belts. It's they're classic lines. But anyway, that's it.
Anyway, so finally they get outside and we see, besides the first of the palm trees, which I was very excited about, then that's where we go. I was going, oh, look at this young man. Isn't he lovely? Oh, he's not lovely at all.
Chosen. What a name, though.
Yeah.
He's like, I was chosen for this part. I am chosen for this Karate Kid.
I'm the chosen Juan.
Yeah, he's a good-looking chap, isn't he?
Yeah.
Can confirmed. Can confirm.
Yeah. And ribbed.
He's definitely he's certainly chosen to be ripped.
Chosen to be ripped.
At first he seems like he's lovely, and then we're in
look
this
at that
scene.
smile. Like you can't. He looks like a happy guy.
Yeah, we're at this point we're starting to get the idea that wait a minute, this guy isn't the charmer. Wait a minute, when he crushed Daniel's hand, then that was shit's going down. This could be a short movie.
Yep.
Which is like what I find weird. He just met the guy. He doesn't know anything about this Daniel son, right? And it's like, I don't like you. Straight up. Yeah.
He wants to impress his master, his sensei, which is Sato, and also uncle, I think. And Miyagi is his enemy. So anyone that comes with Miyagi, and I think he figures out that he is Miyagi's, that Daniel San is Miyagi's student, and when he figures that out is when he gets it. Okay, you're part of the clan.
I think you're seeing way too much subtlety. I think it's just I think this movie is all surface. It's like everything. Scratch below the surface. There's more surface. It's great. No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I loved it. It's all just out there. It's kind of like it's.
Speaking of surface.
Yeah.
I just love how they all can speak English perfectly as well. I mean, I don't know if anyone's been to Japan, but I can tell you right now. No one can speak English there. Hence, Lost in Translation came out. But yeah, everyone. Bill Murray should have gone to Okinawa. That's where he should have done.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, but there might be a reason for that because Okinawa has been a base for American forces for so long that probably a lot of people know how to speak English because of that.
Maybe this little scene explains it. If this little screenshot, if you look at under the Sato sign, it says 40 years of official instructions of the U.S. military.
It's the biggest U.S. military base in the Pacific, apparently.
Yeah. And also, and he was also offering escorting services for 40 years to the U.S. military.
Is that I think that's going to. Is that going to link into Cobra Kai in any way? Do you think?
Oh, interesting.
Or
not? Well, oh my god, that's
great. But they were in Vietnam, not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're different countries, Caesar, but I don't know if it's just any podcast I end up on. I'm always made to look racist, and I don't know if it's just me or it's the other people. And I like to think it's the other people.
What other people?
Well, it is quite.
No, this. It could be. Well, they could tie it up with that 40 years. So
yeah.
You know,
it's quite,
Vietnam would have been within that.
I mean, quite a good observation that everybody does. There's no subtitles. We don't get any subtitles at all in this movie.
No. Yeah, but that was a big thing in like the 80s. Like, remember that movie Big Rain or Dark Rain or something? The one with Michael Douglas? That's set in Japan.
Black Rain.
Black Rain, that's it. Yeah.
No
subtitles.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
No subtitles.
None.
Everybody's just speaking English.
So it was an 80s thing, like we all speak English and fuck the rest of okay.
Well, it was that.
I would have assumed that. I would assume that Karate Kid was a movie for pre-teens and teens.
Yeah,
so
but it's interesting why that they did that, because I was watching, of all movies, National Lampoon's European Vacation, and at the end of the movie, it's a weird scene where he's on the plane and he actually falls into the cockpit, and the plane almost hits the Statue of Liberty, and it gets like this crazy kind of like, it's great back to be in the USA, and you see like burgers and the American flag and all that shit. And in the commentary, Chevy Chase is saying how during the Reagan administration, they didn't want to look bad to foreign countries, so every movie had to look America's great. That was their whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, so you didn't see a movie that really discredited America that much in the 80s.
Oh my God! Oh. Well, that pigeon's come home to roost, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Jeez. There you go. What do you mean? We're great. It's like
no, grated cheese. Grated cheese.
Anyway, back to Okinawa. Here we are on having arrived in Okinawa, which, by the way, is 0.6% of Japan's land mass. I read up on this. Okinawa Prefecture. Wow. There you go. 47 prefectures in Japan, and it is number 44 in land size.
Wow! And now in the food trivia of Okinawa, I can say that the diet in Okinawa is based on sweet potatoes and bitter melon, and they said that the antioxidant properties of bitter melons is like the highest. The fruit with highest antioxidant properties, and they give that fruit and that diet a credit for how the Okinawan diet is one of the healthiest, and how people age very well in Okinawa. So there was a time till recently, where Okinawa was a place in the world where there was most people over the age of 100.
Wow!
And it was not now, because then a lot of meat and a lot of dairy started, red meat and dairy started to come into the diet of Japanese people and Okinawans as well. So that has changed a lot. But there was a moment where there was over 100 years old population was very high and very healthy, not just 100 years old, in laying in a bed doing nothing. Yeah. No, there was just proper active centenarians.
You can definitely see it in that information in Karate Kid 2, because Yuki looks amazing and Miyagi looks like a pile of shit. So, she's great.
Yeah, so Yuki is Miyagi's sweetheart.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, she was very hot. Very hot.
And that's it. She sent the letter saying your dad's sick. So he's got my old girlfriend. And this is around about where we are in the movie, in the story. Am I right, Seizure? We're roundabout to that point.
Yeah,
no, not quite.
Just a bit before it. We are
car journey.
Yeah, car journey, and they're seeing
right
Tommy
to the
village.
Warehouse.
Yeah,
a little detour.
Where am I? I'll just go.
A little detour. So Tommy Village is the other way, and they say, "Where are we going?" And then chan.
There it is. The Tommy Village.
Shouting, lots of shouting.
Because there's a helicopter behind him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Because I wasn't really paying. We're putting more thought into this movie than I think most people would. Yeah. We're like, the military service in the 40s and da-da-da-da-da. And everyone else is like, it's just a movie about a kid that kicks some kid's ass.
Well, this is a very important part of the budget because helicopters weren't cheap. So they spent all their money on, probably, relocating to Hawaii, that helicopter and extras. And that was pretty much it. That was their budget.
And now they arrive to the village. Okay, I'm going to once again stop sharing because we don't have a license to play this all the time.
Tommy Village.
Okay, so they go straight to see his father, I think.
Yep, straight to there. Yeah, and he makes Daniel-san take off his shoes. Wait, I'm just playing it now. There we go.
What I never got, because I haven't seen this movie in a long time, I never got how, because Miyagi had another wife who passed away, giving birth, so that's why Miyagi gets drunk on Karate Kid 1.
Yeah.
When his wife dies, his pregnant wife dies. So how I know that Miyagi and Sato were fighting for Yuki, and Yuki decides not to marry any of them or not to marry Sato and waiting for Miyagi. But then there's no story about Miyagi meeting his wife, and when did that happen?
Yeah.
Do you understand my question? Like when
I do.
Yeah.
There's nothing about it, or is it?
No, I don't think there is. I'm trying to think back to Karate Kid 3. There's no mention of the wife. Was there something in the next Karate Kid?
There isn't even a mention of why he leaves Kumiko, is there? Like why they're never together. That's never addressed either. Daniel-san, not Miyagi. Sorry, that would be a different film. But yeah, that's never. Well, never mentioned, is it?
Well, Matt, if he's sort of been dumped by Ali and gone, oh well, whatever, then he's probably not the deepest guy. I think Daniel-san he's very much all surface too.
But I also think he's the only white guy who had to deal with visa issues.
Anyway, they get to the village.
Yeah. And Kumiko is her daughter, is that right? Or
niece.
Her niece. I could never niece, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they have a little crying moment, yada yada yada, and then the big man shows up the next day. Is that right, Sato?
So Sato turns up. So we have a look at the dojo.
That's right. Yeah. The beautiful
had a look
dojo.
At the dojo.
Yep.
And then Sato turns up. We discover him.
And for those who have no idea who Sato is, he is the antagonist. Wait, is the antagonist the bad guy?
Antagonist.
Okay. Yes.
Well, we meet him earlier, don't we? When he says that great line, "First you see your father, then you see me."
Yes, so that's in the warehouse. From the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's very angry.
Back.
Yeah, but
there he is.
I think we have to speed up the movie because what time did we started?
We started. Yeah. Oh crap. Let's just get through the plot real quick. All right. Basically, he has a riff with Sato. Sato doesn't like him because Sato had a crush on what's her name again?
Yuki.
That's it. But Yuki never liked Sato. Then they have conflict. Chosen kicks the shit out of Daniel-san a lot, and then he teaches him the new karate move, the
drum
thing.
Drum.
The drum.
The little drum thing.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know how to use it. He practices, but he doesn't know how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a new love, which is Kumiko.
And she dances, and then he learns how to use the drum.
Yes.
Or something.
Yep.
And I think this is the second time that we see Daniel dancing, because Daniel is very smooth with the ladies. I've mentioned this before. I've learned a lot about flirting.
Wow, I must know this movie.
And being chivalrous from Daniel. Like he's quick.
I must know this movie off by heart because I clicked on the exact moment this started. So I'm like, yeah.
Now this is the
dancing.
scene in
Yeah.
the Rockabilly Club where imagine Pat Morita's probably going, "Can't I get away from this shit?" And they're even playing Rock Around the Clock, which was on Happy Days quite a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So all the Harajuku girls are going for it. So this is that was the second time he danced, and she said, "Can you dance like this?" And he goes, "I can try," and then does a really great dance routine.
He's smooth.
Classic.
He's very smooth with the ladies. He's my mentor. Miyagi is my life mentor, and Daniel San is my mentor with the ladies. It's very chivalrous and smooth. Like I was always surprised. Like you just have to. Don't be afraid of talking to the ladies and be just nice and tell a couple of jokes and always know how to dance. That's all you need. Be nice, couple of jokes, and dance.
There you go, everybody who's listening.
Yeah.
Write those down.
Yeah.
So let's just quickly finish off the plot. So Chosen hates Daniel-san. They start fighting. Gets beat up a lot. He's scared of Daniel-san's scared of Chosen. Then a big storm happens. And Miyagi saves Sato. And Daniel-san saves that little girl.
Yes.
Yep.
So they have a big celebration at the end, but Chosen rocks up.
Balloon dance.
Yep.
No, there's a very important part of that Sato asked Chosen to help. And Chosen feels ashamed and he runs away in the middle of the typhoon. And he disappears. And then he goes, if you're not helping these people and you haven't learned the lesson of being how do you say what was the value that Miyagi and Daniel taught them?
Honor. Something about honor. It's always about honor.
You don't understand this. You're no longer my nephew.
That's right. Yeah.
You were dead.
If you don't help them, you're dead to me.
And that's it. Oh no, I'm dead to you. He said. I'm dead to you.
I cannot. It sounds like Tommy Wiseau here. I cannot help him. I cannot.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is also when because up to now, then Sato's delivery, every line he says, it's like all that you will die like you live, a coward. It's like that real like a grumpy dog, like
yeah.
And so I think it's meant to sound like it's got some gravitas and importance, but it sounds more like he's constipated, to be honest.
or as if he has like a little bit of phlegm disturbing him.
Well, that would make sense. Like, first you visit your dad, then me.
So Chosen has just dishonored himself. Sato's saying, I was that where he says, I was wrong, hate is wrong, it's over.
Yeah.
And Chosen, that's at the castle. And Chosen then says something along the lines of, I can't hear you, you're dead to me, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, boom.
But what a set design for this. That like when it's just like
how good is his entrance?
Here is imaginary Okinawa's castle with a lovely line. We've got a beautiful fan dance, or a competent fan dance happening.
Competent.
Well, come on. I mean, she's not a fan dancer, but
she's a fan dance able.
She's doing the job.
Yeah.
Of course, after the job is being done here,
and here it comes. Here he comes.
then-
What a great villain entry.
It's Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
As on a flying fox on a line of lanterns, in comes Chosen, grabs the gal, and gets his butterfly knife out, gives it a shot, and everybody get back, and they're in the island in the middle, and that's when it all gets exciting.
And
which is a great set. Like you can tell. Sorry.
Yeah. I love the set. You can get that look if you.
So you broke up.
Lampids there. Did I? It was really worth it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
you now.
I was just saying, if you want that look that they've got there in the Bone Dance, you can get that from IKEA. They sell all that stuff there, like those lanterns and stuff.
Yeah,
the lanterns, the lions.
Yeah, it's an amazing entrance.
Yeah, I picked up some castle ramparts from.
Well, that set reminded me of the Indiana Jones sets. They have a similar, that 80s castle kind of set with the lighting.
Temple of Doom style.
Yeah. It's got that sort of same setting. But I love it. It's beautiful. They're all wearing traditional costumes, which is not a weird thing in Japan. It happens. It's a like sometimes you go, oh, they push it too far with a traditional costume. No, it's a normal thing. Where they push it too far is when everybody's got a little drum in them. Yeah. Like they were selling them outside. I don't understand. They were souvenirs of the event.
that was always my problem with this film. Is like you had the crane kick at the end of number 1, which is clear cut. It's a special move. This is it's nothing. It's just like running in slow. Well, no, it's just like but like running on the spot or something like that. And that's all from a drum. It doesn't. I feel like Chosen could have wrapped that one up pretty easily.
I think so too.
Karate skills.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You know what I mean?
So there's something that we haven't told to our guests, Seizure, that we're representing our dojos.
Yes. So I am Team Kai, and Ivan is...
I'm Team Miyagi-Do. So Janet, you're with me. You're Team Miyagi-Do.
Good. We're the good guys.
We're the good guys.
Suck it, Matt. Suck it.
But I think I chose. I still feel I'm a good guy and I like Miyagi, but I always find something wrong about Daniel's fighting technique. This shit.
The drum style at the end, the boom, 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 boom. I'm going, is that karate? Is that really karate?
Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where Bart's doing this and Lisa's doing the kicking? I feel like that's why Daniel's son fights.
Yeah. It's so...
I feel like someone's done some and they're at a rave. That's where I feel like it's like a bit stuff or something, and they're letting loose. That's what it looks like to me.
So before we get into the trivia part of the game, thoughts on the movie overall? What would you give it?
10! 10!
50?
Yeah! No, I would say on
what are you doing,
the level... Look, I thought it was. I really very much enjoyed it. Because I like palm trees, so for foliage alone, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So much foliage,
Matt.
That's nine bonsais out of 10. Is that? I'm going to give it.
No, not enough bonsais. Only one.
I honestly think, along with Empire Strikes Back, this is the best sequel that's ever been made.
Really?
I agree.
Oh,
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree because
actually no, Godfather 2 is pretty good as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Godfather 2 is pretty good as well, and Superman. Actually, there's a lot of really good sequels, but this is up there. And I will give it 10 bonsais out of 10. Is that what you do? You should do that. Do bonsai or karate chops or something.
Yeah.
No. Do you have it? You should have your own scoring thing.
What about 9? 9 layers of ice to make a block out of 10.
Oh,
There you
We didn't
go.
even mention that. We didn't even
No,
mention
no,
that.
yeah. Let's talk about it in the trivia.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's just the greatest scene in the movie ever. But yes, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. I love this film. I love 1 and 2, amazing. 3, don't get me on for 3.
3 is my favorite.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, and
That's
you'll have to find
insane.
out on next
Are you
week's
being
episode why. No, I actually love it.
I agree
Yeah.
with you, Matt. I totally agree with you 100%. My favorite is this one, the second one. I give it 10 crane kicks. I think crane kick is a good name for the podcast, by the way.
Crane kicks.
Crane kicking, something
That
like
is
that.
good. Yeah.
Because it sounds
I
like
think,
crank it.
This movie, this movie for me, because as I said on the first episode, it was right in the time where I was practicing karate in Venezuela, so and I was also interested, starting to asking girls out, and when I see that it's going back to Okinawa, when you train karate, Okinawa is a special. In fact, in Karate Kid 1, when Daniel asks Miyagi about where's Okinawa, he goes, China's here, Japan's here, Okinawa here. For him, Okinawa is an independent country the way he describes it. He doesn't describe it as coming as a Japanese country, because it's actually far away from not that close from Japan. So if in that movie I saw my first what Okinawa could have been like, the origins of karate, and then how smooth was Daniel with the lady going dancing, and then the whole ceremony of the tea, so bloody beautiful and sexy and respectful and nice and just like nice romantic moment for a teenager to see. I loved it. I bloody loved the movie. 10 karate crane kicks out of 10, 100%.
Yes, you're right, because Okinawa was only officially annexed by Japan in 1879, so it is quite distinct. It's got a distinct history. There you go. Did I mention I'm a trivia host?
Oh yeah, like I said, I love 3, but Karate Kid 2 is an easy 9 out of 10. I was so excited when I saw the sequel. It was like probably the first movie sequel I ever saw, and then it was Beverly Hills Cop 2 right after that.
I think it made more money than the first one.
Yeah, it did. It was it made over $100 million on the US box office alone.
That's like $3 billion today.
And it only cost like it only cost like $13 million to make.
Wow.
So it was pretty cheap.
What other films was it up against though? Because 84 for Karate Kid, that was up against like Ghostbusters and.
Oh, good question, man.
A few other things. This one, this is 86, wasn't it? So Back 86. To the Future was 85, I think.
Here we go. 1986 movies. The list is coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it should be there. All right. Big Trouble in Little China. Oh, one of the best movies.
I love
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Top Gun. Top Gun was a big hit that time.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yes.
Short
That was
Circuit.
another one.
Stallone's
25.
Cobra, which has nothing to do with Cobra Kai.
Crocodile Dundee. Let's not forget that.
Yep.
The Golden Child. There was a lot of martial arts in the 80s. So you got the Golden Child with Eddie Murphy.
Yep, right there.
Do you remember No Retreat, No Surrender?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
I think that was out around about this time. Yeah.
I need to find that title
No
in
Retreat,
Spanish.
No Surrender.
Yeah. What was the title in Spanish?
What else come out? Color of Money, Raw Deal, American Tail.
Oh, let's not forget Police Academy 3 and Chopping Mall.
Yeah.
There was some
Chopping Mall is awesome. I love Chopping Mall.
It is pretty great.
And
Critters.
Wow.
Yeah. Stand By Me.
Yeah.
There was a
lot of films.
A lot of great movies. Yeah.
Little
Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Illegal Eagles. That was such a good film. Robert Redford and
wait, which movie?
Daryl Hannah, I think. Illegal Eagles, I think it was.
Where is that?
It was down a bit low. If you go, if you keep scrolling down and then go New York City, just go to the left a couple. I think it was, hit
There
that
it is.
there.
Legal Eagles.
Legal Eagles, sorry, Legal Eagles. That was
with Robert Redford.
My mum loved that film.
I think Aliens was also.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So.
Oh wait, Friday the 13th Part 6.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the one with Alice Cooper. And Psycho 3.
Can you find out what was the highest box office
of
1986?
You'd be thinking like Top Gun, wouldn't you? Or
probably, yeah.
I mean, Alice Cooper was on fire at that time.
Crocodile Dundee, wow.
Why was there no number one? That was weird. Okay, all right, number one, Top Gun, Crocodile Dundee, Platoon. Yeah. Then Karate Kid Part 2, number 4.
Number 4. Look at that list.
It beat Aliens.
Ferris Bueller's.
Platoon, number 3. Karate Kid, number 4. Oh.
Back to School is one of the greatest films ever made, though.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think I know that one. What was that one?
Which was that?
Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Hey, I got to go back to school, hey.
Yeah. And Sam Kinnison's got a little role in it. It's brilliant.
Get no respect.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the...
there you go.
All right. So,
I think we have a great contenders today for trivia. I think Matt and Janet. I prepared my 5 questions.
Okay.
But I think we're gonna have a tie because I think you guys are gonna destroy these.
Oh no! Here we go. Look, I always disgrace myself at these moments where I've done the research, but then I just go, oh, what was it again?
You've done your research and then you get creative.
Yeah.
Let's start with you, Seizure, because you have more questions and.
Okay, so
I don't have that many. I have 5.
So to answer, we'll scream out a question, and you guys will say something like, Matt, you can go Cobra Kai, and Janet, you can say Miyagi-Do, and then you can answer. Do not shout out the answer before you scream your buzzer. Okay. Question 1. How many days does Sato give Miyagi to mourn his father's death?
Miyagi-Do. 3 days.
Correct. 1 point for Miyagi-Do.
Woo.
Ivan, your turn.
Okay. Question number 2. When after the typhoon and they start to repairing the typhoon, Sato appears with his construction company, and he gives Miyagi a box. With what? What's inside the box?
Oh, Miyagi-Do.
Okay. No.
Matt, you do it. Go on.
No, because I'm not too sure. You go, Janet.
Okay, it's the deeds to the village, to the land that the village is on.
Beautiful.
Yes. Right? Point for Janet.
It's all right. What was the? Okay, so sorry. Start again. Here we go. What was the theme song for Karate Kid Part 2?
Cobra Kai.
Go on.
For the Glory of Love by Peter Cetera from
Chicago.
Yeah. One of the greatest songs ever written. Now it's pretty bad.
On your Peter Cetera.
Right. Ivan, your turn.
Okay, special question. How many panels of ice?
Miyagi-Do. I think you'll find there are 6.
6 panels of ice. Yes.
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. I have forgot that we should be keeping score.
Oh no, I'm keeping score. Let me assure you.
I don't trust you, Miyagi-Do.
But we're the honourable ones.
Yeah. I've seen all the movies. All right. So, my question is. Where is it? I had it typed here. Oh, yeah. How many days after the release of Karate Kid did work on Karate Kid Part 2 take place?
Miyagi.
Cobra Kai.
Ooh,
Sorry, I didn't completely hear the question. Oh, sorry.
No.
All right, I'll ask it again.
I was just going to answer
but I think,
it.
I think Janet got in there first. I was like, how many days after the release of Karate Kid did work start on Karate Kid Part 2? Janet, you got to buzz in first.
Oh, that is. I didn't quite hear the question either.
No.
So
Yeah, you were muted.
I thought I did.
Yeah, you were slightly muted at the end.
All right.
Yeah, try it again.
I'm gonna. Okay, is that better?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
Okay. How many days after the release of The Karate Kid did work begin on Karate Kid Part 2?
Oh, I'm just going to guess, just so for the sake of it. Miyagi-Do. I'm going to say 2 days.
No. Matt, you want to take a bit? Guess?
I was under the impression that they started filming straight away because they had some of them tied down to contracts and stuff. So 0 days.
No, the correct answer is 10 days.
One question. Yeah.
I was suspecting it was going to be something like, like Breakin' and Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo were pretty much filmed at the same time.
When are we going to get that universe?
I was going to say 0 to 10.
Oh, I am in on that universe, guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, question. How much money does Miyagi bet on Daniel-san breaking the ice?
Miyagi-Do.
I heard Matt first.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm going to have a wild guess here because I haven't watched the film for a while, but is it like $1,000?
Miyagi-Do.
No.
Okay,
Janet?
it's $600.
Yes.
I was doing it in yen. Sorry.
Well, you're way out there.
I think you'll find that's exactly 600. No, yeah, there you go.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay now?
All right.
Point for Miyagi.
Well, I've got an unfair advantage
I've got
having
a point,
just watched it.
All right. So my question here.
Sorry?
My question here.
What happened here?
Oh, can you hear me?
Cece's having a seizure.
Yeah, it's his computer having a seizure. Yeah.
All right. Is that better? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Cool. All
I
right.
blame Telstra.
I wish it was Telstra. It's Optus. Okay. Here we go.
Oh.
The music played in the car trip from the airport is the same song that was playing at the country club party in the first Karate Kid movie. What was that song?
Uh-oh.
Well, music. What was that music?
You've dropped out
Cobra Kai.
completely.
I think I can still get it even just with the little bits of stuff that you said.
Okay.
Oh no, hang on. But now I'm thinking about it. No, I don't know what you said at all.
I'll
Were you
say
asking what was the same song that was played from the first one as in the second one?
Yes. In the car trip.
No, I'm out.
I feel like, let me just think. It's not like a Carly Simon song or something, is it?
No. You guys won't get it. It's a hard one.
The song.
It's a hard one. It is the Waltz. The Fascination Waltz, sorry. The one that played at the country club party and in the car trip from the airport. Okay, no one gets a point there.
Didn't get that one, did you, Janet?
No, well, that's the layers. Well, I didn't get to research that bit. I'd only just started looking at the soundtrack when we logged onto Zoom.
Okay, here I go. What was the name of the founder of Miyagi-Do Karate? What was the name of Miyagi's sensei?
Oh, his dad. Oh,
yeah. When
it was the fisherman, wasn't it?
The photo. He shows him the photo in the dojo by the water.
Miyagi-Do.
Yep.
His name was Brett.
Brett Miyagi. Yeah.
That's
Russell.
right.
Russell Miyagi.
It was Cobra Kai. It was something very Japanese sounding, wasn't it? No, it was Chinese, wasn't it? Didn't he come over from China?
No. That was like
boat? Isn't that what happened?
Was it?
I think you're referring to what you've learned from Cobra Kai.
Was it Noriyuki? Noriyuki.
No, Miyagi. No, the founder of the style is Miyagi Shimpo Sensei.
Oh.
Shimpo. Yeah.
Okay. We failed, Matt. How do you feel?
I feel the same as I have done this whole quiz so far.
Hey, we got one. So,
we got one, and I think it was the hardest one, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
It was a question outside the film. So, you know.
I absolutely think so. I think you are. I think you are nailing this for the actual fandom. I'm just recalling stuff.
Just because you actually paid attention to the film, Janet, means jack shit.
I didn't have to work for it either. I didn't have to line up in Aberdeen.
To be honest, Janet, I was letting you in just so you could give us a spot at the local laughs at one point. So, you know, win-win, really.
Well, it'll only if you manage to chop through these 6 blocks of ice.
Oh, bring it on. I know how to breathe. Bring it on.
Question.
Okay, your turn, Seizure.
In July 4th, 1986, what happened in America?
Lots of fireworks went off.
Yes, but not the answer I'm looking for.
I'm not. July 6, 1986. I was a functioning adult at the time, so you'd think I'd remember.
Was that when Born on the... Oh, sorry, you're answering. I'm just... Sorry. Go on.
No. I haven't even said my... No, you go for it.
I'll give you guys a clue.
Cobra Kai.
Okay, go on, Matt.
Is it about a film being released? Is that what the clue was going to be?
Ooh, close.
Born on the 4th of July?
It has something to do with Karate Kid 2.
It was released?
Nope.
Yeah. Turn, Neil.
All right.
Yep.
The answer was
So,
there was a free nationwide screening on July 4th, 1986.
You carry out on the answer.
Screening.
Nationwide.
Nationwide screening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Oh.
I like the added degree of difficulty that we're getting with your shitty
Yeah.
Optus connection, Seizure. So we're kind of only getting every third word.
Yeah.
So therefore we're going, oh, this is quite tricky.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can hear myself perfectly fine. So,
All
right, it's no other one.
Ivan.
Last question from my side.
Yeah.
Okay, Chosen arrives to the dance, to the Obon dance.
Yeah.
And he asks Daniel to the island, and he's about to do it. And Miyagi stops. I think Miyagi stops Daniel, say, Daniel, this is no tournament. This is real. What does Daniel responds to Miyagi? What is the answer? What he says after he says this is real?
Is it like Miyagi-Do? Is it like when Han Solo says, when Princess Leia says, I love you, and Han Solo just says, I know?
Exactly. I know.
He says, I know. Okay.
That's what he says. I know.
I didn't remember that. I just went, it's probably going to be that.
Yeah. It's a tricky answer. I know.
Woo!
And
And that's the whole thing about the movie. Is taking it from a tournament, was like a safe tournament, to the real life. And that's one of the brilliant things of the movie, I think.
It's a life and death. But hats off to Kimiko for attempting to getting her what was it, the sash of her kimono and trying to strangle Chosen.
Yeah.
Top work. Top work. She put in. Got a
Okay,
punch.
we're done. Are we
Yeah,
done?
we're done.
Yes.
Yep, that's 10 questions. So the final
10
tally
questions.
is
Whoa.
1 point for Cobra Kai. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, heaps.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
I'm a Miyagi-Do guy, so
You
I was kind of like
Join us, Matt.
always,
Join us.
always have been.
4 points.
I even had the
goes-
costume.
4 points go to nobody because the question is way too hard, and 5 goes to Miyagi-Do. That means in the total tally of things, Miyagi-Do is on 2 points and Cobra Kai is on a big fat 0.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't
but
worry.
I
He
feel-
always wins. The good guys.
I feel Matt deserves double points for the nerdy question, for getting the nerdy question, but that unfortunately still puts him in the losing position. So,
Yeah. And being ballsy enough to ask for a spot. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but I was the only guy during this whole podcast who was always looking eye as well. So you guys were looking elsewhere. You could call it the Always Look Eye podcast.
be fair, I was looking at the screen
it's audio.
to see stuff. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were thinking crane kick for the name. How about crane kick sweep? Crane kicks leg sweep podcast.
What about crane kicking?
Crane kicking?
Crane kicking with
Ivan and
Seizure and Ivan. Yeah.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Still, the podcast with no name.
Yep.
About Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you so much, Janet.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for
Lovely to
having
meet
me.
Anything you guys want to plug before you go?
The gig that Matt is trying to get on, Local Laughs, restarts on January the 25th. It features Ivan Aristeguieta of course, from the Unknown Karate Kid podcast, as well as Kirsty Wiebeck and Rusty Bertha from the Scared with Little Guys.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night. And
I also host stacks of trivia nights, including on Zoom.
Ooh.
Yeah, which are brilliant. Janet, you've been... I think the person who I know who worked the most during Melbourne lockdown was Janet. She was doing up to several gigs a day on Zoom, just hosting and
At the end of lockdown, I did a count up, and it was 203 gigs I'd hosted. So
Whoa,
on Zoom.
Pretty cool. Yeah. Including my online cooking show. Matt, what are you plugging, Matt?
Just check out Matt O'Neill Comedy on Facebook. I'm just gigging around Melbourne and Australia this year, so yeah, that'll be cool. Thank you.
Are you here in Melbourne?
I'm here in Melbourne. Yeah, are you?
Oh yes. So Seizure, you're the only one in Sydney.
Yep.
Oh, okay, great.
There you go. Sweet.
We should catch up.
I might catch you sometime.
Next one will be about Karate Kid 3, the movie.
The best one.
I have I think I already have a potential guest, and it will be. I'm not gonna mention the guest because I mentioned the next time was Waka, and it didn't happen, so I won't mention the guest.
So let's just say it's Waka, and we'll just keep mentioning it's gonna be him until the day he decides to show up.
Yeah,
and
Janet,
that's the name of the podcast. No Wakas. There you go.
Yes,
we've got it. Nailed it.
Janet and Matt, if you guys want to come back, please let us know. This is gonna be we're gonna do all the movies plus 2 episodes per season of Cobra Kai.
I better watch it.
And
the animated series.
Oh, used to watch that.
Yep, the comic book. You've actually seen it.
Me?
Yeah.
I used to watch it.
Oh, it's brand new to me. I never came out in Australia, so I never got to see it. So
I've seen it.
Either. I haven't watched it. And also
all media,
whatever documentaries about Karate Kid or Cobra Kai, we're gonna talk about in this.
And we're talking about the rip-off movies as well, like All American Karate and stuff like that.
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing I'm after. Yeah.
Okay, Janet, you will you're penciled down for that one for sure.
I love a rip-off movie, so I will watch whatever you throw my way.
And Matt,
the shittier the better.
Yeah, and Matt, until you get better, I'm not going to have you back. Okay, so
no, that's all right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely afternoon. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. I'm not going until you end the Zoom.
Yeah, wait, I can do this kick out, can't I?
Bye. Ciao.
Bye. Okay, all done.
There we go.
All right.
I haven't left.
Oh, this is awkward.
All right.